Going live.
Not touching.
All right, are we ready?
Yes.
I'll call to order the Thursday, August 18th, 2022 Bethel Revitalization and Improvement Authority meeting. Roll call.
Mr. Jobs?
Via phone?
Ms. McHale is absent. Ms. Taggart is absent. Mr. Philippos?
Present.
Mr. Kelly?
Here.
Mr. Andres?
Yes, on the phone.
And Ms. Carter.
Here.
All right, we'll open it up as I always do for public comment. I don't see anybody having public comment, so we'll move on with the approval of the minutes from the May 19th, 2022 meeting. If there is no objection, I'll accept the motion to approve unless there are changes that need to be made.
And just to note that Mr. Philippos was absent from that meeting, so.
I'll make the motion. Mark, if you wouldn't mind seconding, and we'll have a vote.
Second.
All right. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. We move on. Minutes are approved. And treasurer's report.
All I'd like to point out is we do have $119,000 in cash. We do have an accounts payable of $2,513, which was for our compliance to RLB. Our surplus increased by $7,000. That's all I'd like to point out.
I'm sorry, say one more time. We had what, 119,000?
119,000. So our fund equity went from 103 to 111.
I got you. Okay. Any questions, Mark?
No.
All right.
So I make a motion, we accept.
Approve the treasurer's report. So moved. Any objection? Treasurer report is accepted. Old business fee update for refinancing. I'll turn it over to you, Alicia.
So if you'll recall, in the last, 6 or 8 months, we've revamped our fee schedule and our guidelines. The one thing we neglected to do was address any kind of refinancing or something similar to what you have in front of you today, which is a refinancing. So what we did was we inquired with, of course, Lancaster, who has nothing within their guidelines, and then the local authorities who do financings, and have modeled our fees off of what they do, which is 50%. Some of them are a little higher at 60 or 65%, but we felt that 50% was fair, with legal fees being negotiated based on an hours worked per the individual projects. And that was something we confirmed with our solicitor was acceptable to him. And so the language in front of you is what we would like to include in the guidelines, but wanted to seek approval first.
Any questions? Mark or John?
No.
All right.
No.
No. Ed, do you have anything to add?
No, I did have that discussion with Alicia, and with regard to the legal fees, that's an acceptable way for my part. And Alicia's summary of what other authorities do, that's also my experience in working with other authorities, that would be a customary thing. Even in cases where they don't have that as a 50%, sometimes they do it as an ad hoc basis when a project comes in, just as a courtesy as well, just because of the nature of the type of the transaction. So that's appropriate.
Thanks, Ed. So I will accept the motion to approve the fee update to include refinances.
I will make that motion.
I'll second it. All those in favor say aye.
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 No one's opposed. Motion passes. Moved on to new business, Greenway 1 refinancing. Alicia, I turn it over to you.
Yeah, so we were approached by First Northern Bank, who holds, let me go back to the beginning. There were 2 different loans to the Gateway Greenway or Greenway 1. That is the Dennis Benner project at 306 South Newham. One was a loan in which we were the conduit borrower. It was a $6 million loan. When we executed on that loan 5 years ago, there was language included that had an automatic trigger of an increase in the interest rate. Because rates are rising, the owner of the building negotiated what is essentially a lower rate with First Northern, but because we're the conduit borrower, essentially we are superseding the provisions, and he's refinancing. The length of payment, the term of the loan will remain the same. It'll just adjust the interest rate downward for what it would have automatically been. Ed, do you have anything you want to add?
No, that's correct. I did review the allonge and it's acceptable. The reduction in the interest rate lowers the payment. It's a balloon payment at the end for no longer term. So what it's the interim payments in the meantime that then get reduced via the lower rate. And then it's a bit, the date of the balloon payment at the end has not changed.
Thanks, Ed. I'll turn it over to my expert on the seat. Mark, do you have any questions?
I do not.
Excellent. John?
No, none.
All right, I will accept the motion then to approve the Greenway 1 refinancing as recommended by the staff and as requested by the applicant.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. All those in favor, say aye.
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 None opposed. The motion passes. I'll move on to the solicitor's report. Ed?
Yeah, I have nothing further to report.
Always love your reports, Ed. I don't know that we're going to be so lucky with the executive director's report, Ed, but we'll try.
Just so you know, we did finally get the approval for the hotel project at Wind Creek. I haven't even notified them of that yet, so you are the first to know. It was a long process where the Commonwealth inquired. They don't usually look at our submission so thoroughly, but with this project they did. As you know, that project's under construction, so the approval did not delay the project at all. The Wilbur Mansion project is expected to receive a CO next month. I did reach out to them to see if they'd be willing to give us a tour, both Bria and city staff. So if you folks are interested in a tour, we'd be looking at the end of September. So I'll circle back when I have some dates from the Nobles for that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Awesome. Thanks, Alicia. Our next meeting is scheduled for September 15th, 2022. And if there's nothing else to be discussed, I will accept the motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate the jumping on at the very end. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
And get well, Mark.
Yep. Feel better soon, bud.
Thanks.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thanks, Ed.
Thanks,
Bye,
Ed.
Ed.
Bye.